Of course, we're still following that fire that broke out in the Western Cape. We're chatting to Philip Prins from Table Mountain National Parks now. Philip, thanks so much for joining us this evening. It's believed to have been a vagrant fire, a vacated vagrant fire for that matter. But how are rescue operations going, particularly knowing the most vulnerable here are now affected, and of course that is our wildlife?
Yeah, good evening. Sorry, there's helicopters landing just outside the office here, so I don't know, whether you can hear me. And I didn't hear your question or everything of the question that you've just asked me. But, we're still busy with this fire that started around about, say, 9 o'clock this morning. We've got it on scene, plus minus 170 firefighters. We've had 4 helicopters working since, say, around about just after 10 o'clock this morning. And we're looking at a containment, say, around about 60% at this stage.
Sure. At this stage, when we're looking at the state of the fire, the cause of it further exacerbated by dry conditions, are you concerned that we may see even more fires in the not-so-distant future because of the weather conditions?
Yeah, I must tell you that the weather conditions for today was completely abnormal. I mean, we had a very high temperature today. I think it was around about 36 from very early this morning. Not a very strong wind, but the wind came up at certain stages, and then we also had a very low relative humidity of less than 10%. So that made things very, very difficult for firefighters on the ground. There was also a change, in the wind direction. Then the wind was blowing from the north. Then it changed again and was blowing from the south. But yeah, very, very difficult conditions for firefighters on the ground today.
60% containment of the fire, Philip. Are the firefighters resourced enough to be able to handle the task at hand?
Oh, yes, definitely. We've got specialized firefighters. I mean, all our firefighters are trained to do wildland firefighting. So they're all trained differently, They've got special equipment, special protective clothing and things like that. And they've been, as I said, out there since early this morning, since 9 o'clock, when they were dispatched to this fire. They're going to work right through the night. Obviously, we're going to reduce some of our crews for tonight to have crews available again tomorrow morning. But and we also just flew a crew of around about, say, 16 firefighters to the top of Table Mountain. They're going to wait for the fire to get to the top of the mountain, and then they're going to tackle it and prevent it from spreading further onto Table Mountain.
Yeah, we've already had reports, Philip, that 2 firefighters have been injured and had to be taken to hospital. Are you concerned around the dangers that are involved now with containing this fire, expecting possibly more injuries?
Well, yeah, injuries can happen, It's difficult conditions, dangerous conditions, especially now we're getting into the night. So anything can still happen, yeah. We've had 1 firefighter from our side that was injured, and I think there was 1 firefighter from the City of Cape Town Fire and Rescue Services that was injured. But yeah, it's difficult conditions, especially, I said, we're going into nighttime now. But especially the crew that we've airlifted and trooped on top of Table Mountain. But as I said, these guys are all trained. They're specialized wildland firefighters, and they know what we expect, from them to do.
Yeah. Evacuation plans at this point, where are we? Are people heeding? Are people completely removed from any form of danger? Just give us the insights in terms of what the response from the public has been so far.
Well, the response from the public in terms of supplying donations here is absolutely wonderful. As always, there was a request from the public to assist our firefighters with water, and with refreshments, with drinks and stuff like that. So we've had donations from public, and from various other businesses supplying donations to our firefighters, which we are very thankful for. So at this stage, we're feeding our firefighters, but as I said, they will stay on the line for tonight. They will work right through the night, and then tomorrow morning we will bring in some fresh firefighters, and then, we're going to be busy here for the next couple of days. This is not a fire that's going to be out tomorrow. It is going to continue. I haven't looked at the forecast for the remainder of the week. Tomorrow there is a light southeasterly wind, and as long as the wind's staying light to moderate, less than 30 kilometers an hour, then it's in our favor. But as soon as the wind picks up, more than 30 kilometers per hour, then we're going to sit with another problem.
Philip Prins, we have to leave it there for now. Thank you so much for giving us insight on the latest there on that fire. He's from the Table Mountain National Parks.